The Wall Street Journal creates great content. The title and thumbnail are attention-grabbing, and the content is educational until it comes to China. As most Western publication, Wall Street Journal carries a certain amount of bias when it comes to China. Some are subtle, while some are blatant. For example, this recent video is a really blatant example of bias Wall Street Journal has against China. Many people without background information would not know what is wrong with the video. After all, people have been led to believe China makes massive infrastructure investments that turns out to be a white elephant projects with no possibility of ever making returns on the money spent. Just look amount of misleading stories spread about the high-speed trains, all the empty ghost cities, and even the flagship project of China's foreign policy, Belt and Road Initiative. Aren't they all failures according to the Western media? The Western news media outlets and commentators have repeated these talking points for so long that many people think it's true without even processing the information. But the reality is very different. Coming back to the topic at hand, let's talk about how Wall Street Journal tried to smear Xiong'an New Area without telling the whole truth. Indeed, this is a project envisioned by President Xi Jinping himself, and if the project were to fail, it would be a huge stain on his legacy like the video suggested, but what was said in the video as a passing remark is quite important. Let's hear it, shall we? The city is set to be completed in 2035. Yes, 2035, 10 years from now, one whole decade away. How can one judge a project when it's, yes, streets and railways are empty because the city isn't completed yet? The city is being planned for millions of people, so the lack of people is even more noticeable. Xiong'an may look complete, but it has yet to develop a functioning public transportation network. Water and electricity also needs to be connected. Hospitals, police departments, educational institutes like schools and university, and many more service-providing facilities have not been moved simply because the city is in a development phase and not even 50% complete. Now, let's dissect this Wall Street Journal piece by piece. Not just Beijing. Both Tianjin and important cities of Hebei province is close to Xiong'an. Together it's called Jing-Jin-Ji region, referring to the major urban cluster in China. And we all know how important location is for determining the potential of a city. With Xiong'an right in the center, it is only a matter of time before the city becomes successful. The government was able to build a brand new city with modern-day infrastructure. That is an amazing achievement. I don't understand why he says China wants to show off its urban progress, as if China doesn't already have some of the most advanced cities in the world. Earlier, Xiong'an is going to be the central hub for some of the most productive cities of China. So yes, a massive high-speed railway station is really important to make the city a success. An unfortunate situation. The government officials themselves have little to no option for such situation. The only logical option is to protect the areas that has more economical value, and the officials chose that option. By the way, it's not just a China thing. Any sane country will value its important cities over some affordable housing. Finally, younger people will be able to afford houses. Yes, younger people will be moving to this city in huge numbers once it's complete, simply because the houses will be cheap, lots of prestigious university will be established here, and most importantly, major cities like Beijing, Tianjin, Shijiazhuang, Baoding, Handan will be at 1 hour distance thanks to the high-speed trains. Once again, let me remind you that the city's completion date is 2035. And stop going to places with no one just to prove your point. The video of car traveling on the road shown so far is from inside Xiong'an New Area. As you can see, there are places with lots of people, but at the same time there are places with very few people. The Pudong district of Shanghai was considered a failure and a ghost city for its first few years. The Chinese attitude of build and people will come has worked wonders so far, and there is a reason behind it. The Chinese government officials are filled with top STEM field graduates, so they know what they are actually doing. Yes, China is facing many challenges, just like any other country, but so far the Chinese government seems very capable at handling tough situations. The property crisis has been defused without creating a financial disaster. The loss of exports to the West has been managed by exporting to the emerging markets. Declining population is being managed by growing productivity. Leader taking bold moves for the future is an admirable quality. Xiong'an is being developed as a true high-tech smart city. It will have AI sensor systems to efficiently manage traffic and logistics. 5G will be everywhere, and self-driving cars will be driving around. The city will be mostly powered with renewable energy. Large amount of land will be designated for green spaces. As you can see, a lot of things were not mentioned because it didn't fit the narrative. A lot of half-truth mixed with lies to confuse the people into believing something that's not true. If you want me to do more debunking and breakdown videos about lies being spread about China, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And share. Hopefully, the dashcam video from the car proved to you, my dear viewers, how deceptive Wall Street Journal's video was.